guys, how's it going? Belfast Boxing and Blues. We're going to have a little go at Autumn Leaves here. I'm going to stick with the jazz standards and we're going to see what happens. Yes, I've worked out the melody slightly. I'll just show you quickly. I mean, the chords to the tune are, if we can get this goddamn thing to work for us. Yes, we'll stop it there. So it's in the key of E minor. That's the last chord of the sequence, so they've got it down as like an E6 or something, so I guess the voicing would be something closer to that type of a sound. But we can play any kind of E minor on it. I was trying that. You know, or something like that. Yeah, we could play it up here. Take the 6 from there, flat 7, measure 6. Flat 6, 6, 6, major 6, minor 6. Yeah. So it comes off the back of that chord. A minor, D7. By my window, G major 7, C major 7. There's an F half diminished, F sharp half diminished. Those autumn leaves. A B7 flat 13. Da 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 da. There's your E minor 6. We'll try and play it as a 6 here since it's listed that way. Ya da ba ba. So the melody, the way I'm playing it is straight from the E. You're going first, second, third, minor 6, right? So I mean, of the E chord, that's a, you know, root, second, there's the third, minor third, and then it slides straight into the third of the A chord, which is the first chord of the sequence. So that's like a little intro, you know, 1, 2, 3, boom. First beat of that chord, you're hitting that minor third, you know. So the pattern I'm playing is like that. Right, and then it's the same thing, like a minor version of the same thing, if you get me, in here. And it's basically running into the third of each chord, whether it be a major or a minor. So that's basically how I picked it up. That goes into a B section, which is your half diminished, F sharp half diminished. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Since you went away. So it basically. I'm not going to bother trying to explain what that is note-wise. It is what it is. Right, second chord, it goes back to that B7. So, since you went away, but the days grow long. E minor goes for 2 bars, then 8 beats. Yeah. Da, 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 next one, na 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 na. So something like that. So I mean, the A section we went through already. A minor, D7, D9 I was playing there. Yeah, of course you have your different voices and stuff. There's another one we could use for that, G major 7th, C major 7th, we could play this. That little chord there, C major 7th, 9 I think it might be. That F sharp half diminished, you could go like this, 2, 3, 4, that way. So you've got the flat and 5th there, and then a flat 7, so root, flat and 5th, flat 7, minor 3rd. If you were to put the 5th in under that, it wouldn't sound right. You know? fifth needs to be flattened too, so you would need to go like that. So you might find it handier just to get the 4 bass strings, and or you can play this shape up here, which is quite a handy little number. It's an easy grip, and of course that's a voicing, that's a chord shape that comes up quite a lot in jazz, so we want to get familiar with that. Yeah, so we get to that part. It goes, since she went away, the days grow long. 2, 4, 2, 2, 3, and soon I'll hear winter song. But I miss you. We can also play this. The grip that I was using there is like a thumb on top for the root, flat 7 there on the 7th fret, minor 3rd, and just get those 3. There's your flat 13 there. So you take that off, it would be a traditional 7 chord there. So that almost just an extra flavour on top, isn't it? You get the 9s as well, you get the flat 9s. Some people would throw that all on top. I mean, you can really do what you want with it as long as it sounds good, yeah. So, since you went away, the days go long. 3, 4, 1, 2, and soon I'll hear them back. Winter song, but I miss you most of all, my darling. Little descending thinger. Yeah, so it's just a chromatic descent, an E minor 7, an E flat 7 or 9 chords, something like that. As long as you base it on a 7 chord, you know, a dominant 7, then a D minor 7. You could even probably make that a diminished or something, you know. As long as the bass note's there, you could probably throw anything in there. In fact, you could say the same for any of these, really, but I mean, we'll try and keep it somewhat conventional, you know. Yeah, that's quite a nice sound, actually. That diminished there, yeah. It's a nice little clash. And then here, which is the 5th, that's C sharp, so that's the 5th of this, yeah. So you always know the 5th if that's the key you're in, or if that's the note that you're corresponding to. On the next string up, if the strings are tuned a 4th apart, then it's 2 frets up on the next string. There's your 5th. Same fret as your 4th. So we want to get that all familiar in our minds. You know, oh, that's a 4, that's a 5, that's a 1. These things, it helps you make connections and build an easier understanding. So, but I miss you most of all, my darling. Where are we? When autumn leaves start to fall. Now we're gonna stick on the backing track, and I probably mess this all the way up, but I'm going to attempt to just play the melody over it. The first time through. The second 2 or 3 times I'll play the melody and deviate a little bit, whether it's slight changes in time and feel, articulation, whatever it might be. And from there we'll progress to throwing in some extra notes, and then eventually we'll just open up and we'll just pick a spot on the neck and play and use our ears. You know, there's no really mad modulations or anything to have to worry about too much in this. You can probably play on the A minor scale, you know, melodic minor, harmonic minor, any of those really. As long as you keep your wits about you ear-wise, you know, just try and feel it out, feel the flavours and stuff, and yeah, I'm sure there'll be room to play blues licks and stuff like that as well. I mean, obviously in jazz, you know, straight ahead jazz, there's not a lot of that. You know, sometimes in the more blues jazz guitar players, you hear them do that. You hear them do little ones, you know. But there's a lot of that action, isn't there? You know. But I mean, whatever. As long as you get a jazzy sound, and I mean, I listened to a few different versions of this today. I listened to like a Frank Sinatra version, and that King Cole version, a Chet Baker version, the Cannonball Adderley's Something Else album. Listen to that version. Stan Getz version there. Bill Evans version was quite interesting. The Chet Baker one was very interesting as well. It must have been recorded in his later period, because it was like jazz fusion nearly. Well, not jazz fusion, but it was very funky, quite modern jazz. It was really good. What they did with it. The Nat King Cole one's great. The timing he has in the vocal when it gets to the "Since You Went Away," he does a very strange timing on that, which is very beautiful. And Edith Piaf, her lovely version of hers, which is worth checking out. The harmonies, it's got those like close country soul kind of harmonies, you know, with the female voices, 2 or 3 in close harmony, and it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful, you know. And she has that, you know, tremolo little flutter effect on her voice. Very nice to hear. Anyway, hopefully I'll not completely embarrass myself by messing this up, but let's have a little go and see how we sound. All right. Okay, we'll leave that there. Yeah, look, guys, we're gonna keep this short. Like, I'm sort of throwing these out there, because this is something that I'm trying to learn at the minute. I'm trying to start with the melodies and play through the things a little bit and get familiar with the chords. I mean, ideally, what I would like to be able to do is, without looking at a chart, I would like to know the song so well that I know where I am. And a blues, I can do that. Because you play a blues, you know where those changes are. It's not that hard to do that. Suddenly, when you're throwing in major sevenths and things like this, it's a little harder in jazz. You can't like look at a note and go, oh, I know I'm just about to hit the land on the major third of this chord. It's a little bit harder for some of us blues guys that are trying to graduate, you know. So I think really, being realistic, you have to sort of start and go, okay, well, I can't expect just to leap to that straight away. I have to start where I am. I'll start with the melody. I'll listen to the tune. I'll learn it, and hopefully, eventually, by consulting the chart, by becoming more familiar with playing through it, and eventually you get to the point where you know where those changes are. You go, I know where those changes are. And when you go to the next, standard that bears a resemblance to the one that we're playing, you'll know some of those changes too, and so you'll be able to run through them a little bit easier, hopefully. And of course, I imagine too, with I think it was Charlie Parker said to Miles Davis, you got to play what you know first, right? You got to play when you know where you are, and then you have to play above that. And I think Miles Davis said in this book, that was where Charlie Parker believed good music come from. So you might have an arpeggio, you had an E minor arpeggio, and you think, I am bang on the E chord here, and as soon as you come out of that arpeggio, you realize, oh, actually, right, I was on the C major 7, but you know what, that worked out really well, and it sounded like I intended it. So I guess that's alright too. The other thing I wanted to say was, playing on a song like this, right? I realised, I listened back to myself playing on a couple of jazz tunes the other night, and me coming from blues and rock and stuff, my vibrato sometimes can just be like, like that, and it's not really desirable for a song like this. In fact, it's a little inappropriate. If you go like that, bam, 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 that's not really nearly what we're looking for. If we want to keep our air of sophistication, and to fade in and to at least look like we know what we're doing, then we gotta play it cool, just a wee touch, and, slow vibrato like that. You make use of every angle of it. Because I think a lot of us as rock guitar players and blues guitar players, we sort of get one thing, we have a few different options, and we just let our finger do whatever it is. Maybe with playing with music like this, where it's so delicate, we want to actively think about it and go, okay, I'm going to go for a wide vibrato here. I'm going to make it faster. That wide vibrato is going to speed up as we get towards the end of the phrase, And just consider those things a little more. And again, it's how you touch the strings. A lot of times I was just playing with my thumb or my finger there because I was attacking it like that. That's not what we're looking. You know what I mean? It's we're not playing rock and metal here. It's like, So what I'm using there is a combination of the thumb, which you will develop a callus there if you do that long enough. You get that. And you get a little bit of vibrating on the palm as well. So just use your ears, listen to different instruments, listen to all the instruments, all the solos, the saxophone solos, the trumpet solos, listen to the piano solos, listen to the singers. Try to familiarize yourself and absorb those tones and tonal qualities and signatures of each instrument. And although we're going to be on guitar, there's a lot you can do with a guitar to get that little horn sort of effects, so we don't end up just, oh well, I learned all the modes in 36 different positions and I'm going to play the Lydian McMajors, and just get into a technical demonstration type of a thing, which ain't really what we're looking for. That stuff's useful, but if you don't got the soul, the touch, the emotion, then it's not much good to you, that stuff. So, but then again, this is just me talking. I'm hardly Barney Castle, But yeah, let's just play another little bit of this, and we'll see how we get on here. there we go. We're finished. We're all done. I would love to get up another backing track and play through some more stuff, but you know what? I'm gonna be kind to the students, yeah, the kids. You know what I mean? And yeah, 25 minutes is long enough, isn't it, to be listening to jazz and some media talking about it. Guys, we have another couple of videos coming up this evening. We're going to do another music video, reviewing a couple of gigs that went on last night. As soon as I can summon up the energy and have some dinner and stuff, we'll whack that out. And probably there'll be another box of videos. We got some fights tonight. We got Jake Paul, we got Amanda Serrano, which is going to be interesting to look at. We got Raymond Ford versus Otabek Kalmatov, which is going to be really good. That's the one to watch. I think most of the underground G's know what's going on there, guys. Belfast Blues and Boxing, keep her lit.